some of the classes where I was absent, I felt like there were some topics that we needed to see, and I think that we're going to need at least one more day. But okay, we can where I was absent. We can continue then. So what were we learning the previous class? Do you remember what we were checking the last class? I do remember, but what do you remember? What did we see?
The phonetic words.
Yes, good. We learned the phonemic chart, the symbols that represent a sound in English, and we're going to we will practice pronunciation. We won't leave this topic behind. But this is something that we still need to check right before the test. What is something very important that you need to have in mind? Well, phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are, we're going to give you like the explanation. The phrasal verbs are verbs, okay, that are made up of two words. Okay, you have the verb plus the particle. Okay, the particle is usually a preposition, can be an adverb. So the thing when you have, for example, the verb go, right? You say go off, for example. Well, go off, we know go, right? We know off, but when you have them together, they have a different meaning, right? For example, go off. Do you know the meaning of go off?
No.
No? Depends on the context. You can use, for example, go off with some food like milk. So when the milk expire, you know, the expiration date, when more days have passed since the expiration date. So you can say the milk went off. Right? Do you understand? The milk went off. So it's not good. You should not drink it. Yeah, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, very well, perfect. Okay, so the milk went off. That's the first thing. You could also say the electricity or the lights went off. Like there is light, now there is no light. Okay, so you say went off. Or you could say we, but that is cut off. So you see the context can be different according to, you don't have like the direct translation, right? You cannot say go and off and try to guess the meaning, because it's like speaking with a key, with a code, right? So the same thing, right? We say give plus up, so give plus up, right? This is surrender, right? Doesn't mean that arriba, right? So the thing with phrasal verbs is that they are like secret, they are like hidden. And here we will see. So what are some of the important phrasal verbs? We're not going to check all of them, but some of the most important that you will have to check during your test are the phrasal verbs with get, the phrasal verbs with give. The phrasal verbs with take, and the phrasal verbs with bring, as well as the phrasal verbs with go and come. Those are the most common phrasal verbs. It's not like we will have a list of the most common phrasal verbs, but these are usually the most common. Again, it's get, give, go, come, bring, take. So you need to check them like in context, and you will see how to use them. And there is not like a way of learning phrasal verbs. The first thing is that you memorize them. Not actually that you memorize them, but you watch movies, you listen to music, and that's how you can get to know more and more phrasal verbs. Read a lot of articles, read a lot of English. That's how we can get the meaning. Okay. So it's very common to find phrasal verbs during the test. But not only that, during the writing section, you should also try to write the verbs, the phrasal verbs. Why? Because it's more advanced and it's very natural. So you can use phrasal verbs in many contexts, not only in formal English, but also formal. Okay, so that's the importance of the phrasal verbs. What other topic do we need to check? Well, we have the topic that is idioms and collocations. What is the meaning of idioms? Do you have any idea what idioms mean? Do you have any idea?
Modismos.
Modismos.
Yes, exactly. Okay, doesn't mean idioms, right? So the idioms are words, expressions that are commonly used. Usually this is informal English. There are some others that are even more informal that are called slangs. Very probable you won't have slangs during the test because slangs are too informal, but you will have idioms. There is another topic that we will see during the exam, that those are the collocations. Collocations are words that go together and you cannot change using another word. For example, you cannot say strong rain. Even though the idea is that there is a lot of rain, the correct expression is not strong rain. How do we say in English?
Heavy rain.
Heavy rain. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's the heavy rain. Very well. So there are words in English that are like this. They always go together, not because of a reason. This is not about grammar. This is about vocabulary. So let's first check the idioms. All right. Phrasal verbs are something that I could not tell you, like, this phrasal verb means this. Because this is something you need to read. You can study the phrasal verbs that are in these slides. You can check them because those are very commonly during the test. But it's not like I would like to translate every phrasal verb that we have in these slides. So it's important that you try to use them in context. Always in context, that's the best way you can do it. But we're going to check right now the idioms and some collocations so you can have an idea. This is, again, we are not learning about grammar. We're learning about vocabulary. Remember that when you did the simulation, the mock test at the beginning, the 25 questions, I told you this is a vocabulary question, right? For example, when we say once and for all, right? De una vez por todas. And there is no way you can choose the correct answer if you don't know this vocabulary, these expressions. Okay, again, what is the source of this vocabulary? The movie series that you can have conversations with people in English, that you can be in touch with English more and more. But let's see this. We have some examples. Look at the first one. So I don't want you to translate, right, in Spanish, but please try to explain to me these, even though they're similar to Spanish, some of them. Tell me what you think these idioms could mean. So when I look at the first one, Can you read it? Here you have the meaning, but can you explain a little bit more what you think this idiom means? And in what
Okay.
situation would you use it?
Well, is cat got your cat got your tongue? Can't you speak? Well, I think it talks about when you have to be quiet in one situation.
Okay. What do you think? Everyone else? Thank you. Guadalupe, try to think about other possibility. When can we use this phrase? Cat got your tongue? It's a question, right? Cat got your tongue? When do you think we can use this situation?
He's not speaking.
Please don't speak.
Yes,
You think?
he's not speak.
No.
He's not speaking.
Not precisely.
I have the idea, Ines.
Shy guy.
Not really. Well, could be a shy person. You ask, cat got your tongue?
No.
Okay,
En
so
español es te comieron la lengua los ratones.
exactly, very well.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
thinking in that sense.
Yes, that's the meaning, right? Okay, so when do we use this? In what circumstances do we use this expression? Now you know the meaning. Now, in what situation would you use it?
When you are silent and not participating, or you are very quiet.
Yes, so you want the person to speak, you see? So it's not like don't speak. No, it's please speak. You are too quiet. Can you say something? Yeah, so it's like when you are speechless or you don't have words. So a person can tell you, cat got your tongue. You can use it in well, the expression itself is ironic, right? So you can use it like, you know, the person doesn't want to speak. So maybe you say something and the other person feels uncomfortable, maybe a person you don't like very much. So you can use this expression. Or when you want the person to say something, you can use the expression cat got your tongue. Okay, let's check the next one. We are not going to try not to translate to Spanish, but try to understand in what context can we use it. Ale, can you please read the next idiom, please? And try to explain in what situation you think you could use it.
Snug has a book in a rock, warm and cozy. I'm thinking about this situation.
Okay. Everyone, try to think, in what situation can we use, can we say, snug as a bug in a rock?
It's for example when you when the weather is like cold and you, I don't know, get at your house and your house is like hot and you
And you have a blanket.
yes, and you feel like yes, like a warm.
You feel warm, very well. Be careful, don't confuse warm with warm. Okay, warm means hot but comfortable. Worm is the insect that you see here, right? So snug as a bug in a rock. You know the rock, right? The rock is this thing you put on the floor. Rock. That's a rock. And if there is an insect, you know that sometimes insects hide in the rocks because they are comfortable, right? So yes, like you said, you can say this expression when you are comfortable, right? When you are in bed, maybe you have some hot chocolate and you are covered in your blankets and you don't want to move. So you can say, I'm snug as a bug in a rock. But you can also use this expression when you or someone else, they are in the comfort zone. So they don't want to change a situation because they are content with their situation. So it's like they don't want to change anything because they are as snug as a bug in a rock. So could be maybe living somewhere, could be in a relationship, or could be maybe in their current job. So they feel good there. So it has like this expression. You can use it with a literal meaning, like a more literal meaning, like you are warm and comfortable under your blankets, or that you are comfortable in your comfort zone. You get it? Yes, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, very well.
Comfortable position,
Sorry?
like a comfortable position.
Comfortable position, yeah. It's like, I don't want to move from here. I'm fine. I have a good job. I don't want to go to live in another city here. I'm snug as a bug in a rock. Okay, good. Pau, please read this expression and tell me what situation would you use it without translating in Spanish.
Go the extra mile. Make an extra effort. Well, in the picture, I think it's when you need to have effort to win something, and you are almost in the end of the race, I think.
Okay, so like at least let's try to think a more metaphoric way. When would a person make an extra effort, or when would that person go the extra mile? Try to think about a situation, an example.
When you go beyond, you give a plus, or you give an added value at work, or maybe you add value or something to your client. Ir más allá.
Yes, very well. So, I can tell you, for the test, for your exam, you need to study, you need to go the extra mile. So try to do your best, right? So when a person goes the extra mile, they are, you can see that they try and they are not mediocre. So it's like they don't stay in the middle. They want to, they're not conformist, right? They want to continue doing their best. You can say in English too, you can say do your best, or you can say make an extra effort, or you can say put best foot forward, or go the extra mile. Like we see, those are different ways you can say, like make extra effort. Okay, please, Rocio, help us with this one. So you read and give us the explanation.
Butterflies in my stomach. Feeling nervous.
Okay, well, this is what other situation besides feeling nervous, what other situation would you say you have butterflies in your stomach?
When you're speaking in public.
When you speak in public, very well. And in what other situation we could say that we have butterflies in our stomach?
When you're in love.
When you're in love, yes. Here doesn't say, but yes, you can also use the expression, I feel butterflies in my stomach when you are in love. Yeah, very well. So we say the same in Spanish, right? And, you know, I think that there are actually some expressions in Spanish that we use because of English. Like, because there are movies, and sometimes when they translate the movies to Spanish, they use the phrase, they try to translate the literal phrase, and that's how we use those expressions in Spanish. Okay, yes, so feeling nervous or being in love. Okay, what about the next one, please? Guadalupe, let's see. So can you read the next one and try to explain?
To go down in flames, to fail
Yes.
spectacularly. When someone, I think, well, I know in my imagination, because the draw that I can see is maybe when someone is angry about something, when it explodes the feelings.
Okay,
Or
so when someone is angry, for example, and I don't know, the person that has a difficult personality, what happens to the situations around him or her?
or in the
They
case of
go,
the when in the case in the second, when they say to fail spectacularly, I can imagine that this person, when they feel exciting about something, they feel comfortable, they feel sure, secure, to self-confidence.
Not in this case. Look, to go down, here you have the meaning, right? To go down in flames means to fail spectacularly. You know, fail?
Fallar.
Yes, spectacularly.
So
That's the meaning, to go down in flames. So what situation would you use it?
or when you feel sad about a situation that you don't do your expectations or something like this, disappointed maybe.
Yes, it's like the disappointment feeling. You say that it goes down in flames when something is catastrophic and doesn't work.
Okay.
A very intense or very exaggerated example, but to use this phrase will be, for example, with the situation in Israel, in Palestine. So you can see the situation in Israel and Palestine is going down in flames. So it's like everything is going really wrong. It's terrible, right? In a more daily situation, you could say, for example, I have a project, I don't know, a new business, but it went down in flames. It failed. And it did not only fail, it was a very bad failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You can use it to explain situations that don't go according to plan.
Yeah. So something that doesn't work.
Yes, doesn't work. Yes, very well. Okay, Ale, please, the next one.
Once in a blue moon. Rarely. Mm, 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 mm.
Have you ever heard or read about this expression, once in a blue moon?
I don't know. It's when a situation is rare.
Mhm.
Mm,
For example, the eclipse, right?
the eclipse or my salary.
Okay. If you don't receive your salary in time, or you barely receive it, but you can say it
Yes.
comes once in a blue moon.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's something that happens not very frequently, right? Okay, very well. Okay, I send you, do you have a link of a book? There's a whole book with idioms, with idiomatic expressions. We're going to check the next video. And here we have these movies and series. And check what expressions they use, how they use them. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's watch together. Here you will see more. This is another expression similar to once in a blue moon. You can say every once in a while.
Where are you going with this thing?
I'm saying life is that station wagon, all right? And yeah, sometimes it's gonna throw you through the windshield, crack your skull wide open, maybe even break your heart. But every once in a while, it's gonna drop a Sally Moran in your back seat. Now, we came to Google for a reason, right?
Come on, guys. Is a turbo to want a friend? Or a medal? Or a piece of pie every once in a while? Is a turbo to want more out of life?
Yes.
But somewhere in there, every once in a while.
Annie reaches down her shirt.
Noah, what are you doing?
Not now.
I want to know what's going on.
I said not now.
What basis are you continuing this operation
On the
on?
basis that Nikki Parsons has compromised a covert operation, she is up to her neck in this.
This is about Daniels, not Nikki.
She has betrayed us.
President, by this time tomorrow, you could be in federal court, being arraigned on terrorism charges for attacking Air Force One. I know that you were up to your neck in that, right there with Bozak.
I can neither confirm nor deny this. Let's just say I'll be up to my neck in jury duty.
Around here, you start talking about your granddad's experiences in the war, and I didn't see how they're connected.
It connects because, you know, we both won. Do you think I should start from scratch?
No, I mean, when's the deadline?
It's tomorrow for early application.
We need to rebuild you, all right? We got to start over from scratch. I will decide when the moment is right, and then we will pounce on a greenlit studio picture with an A-list director, because that is what we need.
Why do you grip the club that way? Well, I don't know. Just feels good. Well, that's the wrong answer. Now, let's start from scratch, all right? I need to know why you do the things you do. Like the foundation for your swing, from the grip to the follow-through.
That could have been my big break.
Bro, maybe Uncle Stan is right. We're throwing a party tonight. Can't you go one night without searching for aliens or raising the dead or whatever?
I'm not gonna raise the dead. I just need a chance to show those agents my book.
Trust me, Dipper. The only book you'll need tonight is right here.
Hello?
Hey, am I interrupting anything?
No, I'm just writing my paper. Hitting the books.
Yeah, well, you and Lily might want to put some clothes on. We're throwing a party in 2 hours. Okay, bye.
I promise you, as the president of Delta Psi, that we will find a way to right this wrong. Very sorry about this.
No, you know what? That's it. That's 2 strikes. You're on probation till the end of the year. Okay? You so much as throw a party, generate a noise complaint, or end up on any sort of headline, and you are out.
What are you doing? They charge an arm and a leg for that stuff.
I would think that you would love the minibar. The thing inside must feel so normal in your little hands.
It's beautiful.
They're a handsome bunch. Diane and I are especially proud because Ivy was just accepted at Stanford University.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. You take my advice?
I did. Thank you again.
Oh my God! Carlos, what have you done?
I saw it when I drove by the dealership. I thought Gabrielle would look so beautiful in this.
Carlos!
Cost me an arm and a leg. It's got GPS navigation, 200-watt stereo system, rear parking
it's
sensors.
beautiful.
So?
Okay, so let's see. What is the meaning of, okay, we check every once in a while, right? It's like once in a blue moon. What is the meaning, or how do you understand the idiom be up to your neck? For example, you can say you are up to your neck, I am up to my neck. How do you use this expression? Do you understand be up to your neck?
Maybe you are full, you are very busy, you are very worried about something.
Tired about something.
Okay, so it says it has 2 meanings, right? The first one is to be very busy. When in Spanish we say that the water, in Spanish say the water to the neck, right? But here you don't mention water, you only say I am up to my neck. So this is when you're very busy, you're like, I'm full. Or you can say when you have had enough of a situation, or when you are very involved, all right? Maybe in something illegal, and they say you are up to your neck. That means you are very involved in a not very good situation. Okay, maybe you are in trouble. Okay, the other expression was from scratch. Start from the scratch. What is the meaning, or how do you understand this idiom?
For example, when you go to begin a course, English course, usually you will start from the scratch. You'll partir de cero, empezar de cero.
Yes, exactly. That's the meaning, start from scratch. Very well. Okay, let's see. Okay, how about the expression, well, throw a party? I think we know, right? Throw a party. It cost an arm and a leg. What is the meaning of this idiom?
is the expression that we say in Spanish, me costó un ojo de la cara or something like this?
Yes, very well. But here in English, we don't say eye, right? We just say arm and a leg. Okay. Very well. So let's continue. So this is something, right, that we will have in the exam for sure. That's why we're checking this. Here we have some idioms that you can review, and you have these slides already, and they are in the context that we're going to need it. For example, to evaluate people or things, to talk about your feelings, you know, for example, the expression, you can say, I am very happy, or you can say, I feel on top of the world. I am on top of the world. The second is a better phrase. It's more advanced, it's more natural. You can say, I'm sad, or you can say, I'm down in the dumps, which is the second one, is more advanced and more natural. Okay, you can say that someone is nervous in a good way, for example, because they're going to get married. So you can say, I am thrilled to bits. But if you are nervous in a very bad way, you can say, I feel on the edge. So these kind of expressions, if you use them in the exam, you're going to have a very good result. Because if you explain your feelings or situations in a very flat, plain way, so you will get not a very good result for the test, especially the writing section. Okay, so you want to use more expressions that are more natural, etc. Okay, so check these for your homework. If there is any of these idioms that you don't understand, you can send me a test. So you can send me, you can send me here a question in your in the chat on WhatsApp. Okay, very well. What about collocations? Well, that's what I told you, right? Collocations are words that you use together, all right? And they have a meaning together, but if you replace with another word, even though it's possible, but you don't sound natural, okay? Like the example, you don't say a strong rain. Maybe it makes sense, a strong rain, but no one says a strong rain. You say heavy rain. Why? Because heavy and rain have always been together and will always be used together, okay? So we have this paragraph. The first part of the paragraph, well, this you can see is academic English. Can you please help me, Rocio, read the first paragraph, and Paul, help us read the second paragraph. Okay, let's go.
When she was a small child, Amelia's teachers identified her having unusual intelligence and remarkable mental agility, and they put her on the special program for gifted children. Amelia won a scholarship to attend a local grammar school, but at the age of 18, she was a straight student, and she secured a place at one of the country's most prestigious seats of learning to read English literature.
Okay. Okay. Paul, please.
Okay, in the first academic year of the English literature program, the core subjects were the development of the novel and contemporary poetry. Amelia had a large number of sex texts to read. It was hard work, but she loved it. Her professors were all distinguished scholars, and her courses were taught by some of the world's leading authorities in the field. She completed her studies with considerable success and graduated from university last year. In the meantime, her parents have decided that it is time they made up for their lack of formal education, and they have signed up for a number of evening courses. Eventually, they hope to meet the entry requirements for university entrance and to be able to complete a degree as mature students.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So let's see, here we have some words, right? These are not like idioms, but there are words that go together. Okay, let me explain with the first example. You have mental. So mental is the first word. You use it with agility. This is something interesting about collocations. Usually collocations go with the same kind of word. Remember that I explained you in the last class that English comes from French, from Germanic languages, and from Latin. Okay, so very commonly in English, you will have the same roots together. This is one clue. Okay, for example, the word mental is Latin, right? Agility is Latin too. And we can easily understand, right? Agilidad mental. Very easy because it's very similar to Spanish. Okay, so in collocations, when you use words together, it's very common that you will have, for example, a Latin word with another Latin word, or a Germanic word with a Germanic word. The same, French with French. This is one clue. This is one tip. Okay. For example, think about the word skill. Skillfulness. Skillfulness means ability, agility, but skillfulness is a Germanic word, so you cannot use it with mental. Okay, because mental comes from Latin, so agility is Latin too. Okay, so we have mental agility. So that means you don't say in English mental ability, mental skillfulness, or other word. Mental and agility is a strong collocation, so you cannot separate them. Okay, so when you want to say mental and you want to say ability, skillfulness, no. Mental agility, that's the only possible way. Okay, then check the next word. We have gifted children. The word gift is Germanic. Gift. What is gift?
Regalo.
Regalo, or for example, this is used in religion.
Don.
Un don.
Premio.
Very well. Yes, very well. So, puede ser traducido como don o regalo. Okay. So, when you say that a person is gifted, what do you understand?
Person who likes gift.
Yes, very well. They have a talent. In this case, when you say gifted children, it's like very smart children, like with a IQ very high. Okay. Como superdotados, gifted children. Okay. So that's the meaning of this. You see, gifted is Germanic and children is Germanic, so I use them together. Okay, very well. Amelia won a scholarship. You see, the word win is Germanic, scholarship is Germanic too. Okay, what do you think is the meaning win a scholarship?
Ganó una beca.
Exactly, very well. In Spanish, in Mexico, we say sacarse una beca, obtener una beca. In English, we don't say get a scholarship, we say win a scholarship. Okay, so not get. win. So this is where you have to be careful how we use the words. When you read, for example, you can read the news in English. Try to pay attention how people use a combination of words. And that is going to help you to speak even better English. Because sometimes we translate the words in our mind, but they are not like they should be. Okay, so, okay, then we have attend school, as we know, right? Attend school. Be careful, we have other words, right? For example, assist is a false friend. Be careful because there are words that are false friends, right? Assist doesn't mean asistir, right? De asistir a un lugar. What is the meaning of assist? What is the meaning of assist?
Ayudar.
Ayudar. Yes, very well. So be careful with assist. It's not the same attend. So attend school. Very well. She was straight A student. And here we have, you see that some expressions have a number. And you have the explanation here also with another number. So what is the meaning of this expression?
Un excelente estudiante, un estudiante de 10.
Exactly that. Only the best grades. Excellent. Okay, the next one, secure a place. Secure a place, that means number 3, that she was accepted as a student. Now we have seats of learning is a very formal expression that you can use it to say that you got a place, right? For example, you got the place in the school, but we don't say get a place, you say seats of learning. The most prestigious seats of learning, like a school, she got a place. She got a place in a university too. And we have here, pay attention to this word read, because read doesn't mean to read, right? In this case, read means to study English literature. Okay, so when you say read, you can use it for another word. For example, English literature is her career. Maybe you can say read business, read engineering, but it doesn't mean read. It means to study, but in a formal way. Okay. There's, for example, the word learn. Did you know that the verb learn doesn't mean all the time aprender? Learn also means descubrir. Okay. For example, later, I learned the truth through my best friend. Más tarde descubrí la verdad a través de mi amigo. Okay, so be careful. Some expressions, for example, like read does not mean to literally read. It means to study. And in this case, learn doesn't mean aprender. It also, in this case, it means to discover, to find out something. Okay, so very interesting. It says, then we have the academic year, right? Okay. And then we have core subjects. What do you think is the meaning of this expression, the core subjects?
Materias básicas.
Exactly. It's like we say in Spanish, tronco común. Very well. Okay, excellent. And then we have set text is like the books everyone has to study. Distinguished scholars is like very good teachers. And leading authorities is like someone who is an expert, a word in all the word in a field. Okay, we say graduate from university. You see, in this case, graduate is a Latin word, right? Because in Spanish we also say graduarse, right? University is another word in Latin. También decimos universidad. So you say Latin expression, Latin word goes with another Latin word to create an expression. And these are the collocations, okay? Okay, sign up for means like go to a school and say like, hey, I want to be your student. So they accept you. So that's sign up for. Meet the entry requirements. Meet is not conocer ni encontrarse. Meet in this case is like to get the requirements, right? Maybe you need to pass a test or something. That's meet the entry requirements. And then we have major students. The collocations also help you to be more formal, so that you don't say, for example, old person, because it can be offensive. So you can say a mature person, a mature man, a mature woman, not an old man or an old woman, because it can be offensive. Okay. Do you have any questions about any of the expressions over here?
No.
No? Okay, very good. So just like we see here, we have here some other expressions. This is like a report of results from Harris School. Okay, these are the notes from his teachers. We're going to read it. Please, first, Guadalupe, help us read the one for mathematics.
Okay. Harry's work has shown a marked improvement this term. However, his attention occasionally wanders in class.
Okay, so first we have a marked improvement. What is the meaning? Marked improvement. You understand?
La mejoría de calificaciones.
Very well. Okay, then we have the attention wanders. Attention, we say the attention, and the word wander is like walk, but without any direction. It's like you just walk from here to there, but without any
deambular.
Yes, like deambular. So what you understand the expression, the attention wanders, right? Okay. The next one, let's read for English, please, Pau.
Harry has a natural talent for English. He achieved full marks in the last class test.
Okay, very well. So natural talent. Okay, very well. So we have this, right? Natural, again, latent, talent, latent. He achieved full marks. Okay, full marks is like a straight A, right? Okay, very well. Then we have here French. Please, can we read Alec, please?
There is room for improvement in Harry's work in French. He seems to find it difficult to learn vocabulary by heart.
By heart, yes.
By heart.
So the first expression, room for improvement, means that you can improve, like similar to área de oportunidad, right? So you say there is a room for improvement. That means you can do something about it. So you see some expressions are very sophisticated. Instead of saying you don't do a good job, or instead of saying you need to improve, you see this word is more discreet. This word is more you're more careful, right? You are empathetic. See, there is room for improvement. So you don't sound like you are criticizing the person, right? So when you learn collocations, when you learn these expressions, when you learn to say things not that directly, because English is very direct language, but there are some expressions that help you to sound very sophisticated and people will understand your meaning. Okay, this is learn by heart. This is an expression that is a little bit strange, right? Aprender por corazón doesn't mean that literally your heart. It simply means, do you have an idea what is learn by heart?
Aprender de memoria.
De memoria, exactly.
Memoria.
Memory. Very well. Okay, so similarly, you have here some other expressions, very important. Here you have, like, for example, we don't say send a report. We prefer to say submit a report. We don't say demonstrate findings. We say present findings. Okay, we don't say, for example, I don't know, show results. We say lay out your results and so on. So for homework, I will ask you to have a look at these expressions, at these collocations. Try to use them for your test, for the writing section, because they are going to give you a very high level. It's like a guarantee. If you use these expressions, you will get the highest result, because these are the expressions that natives use at a very, very high level. So, well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. And tomorrow now, this time we promise we start practicing the tests. Will be only related to practicing the tests, but please check this part, phrasal verbs. There is an activity for idioms that I will send you in on Kahoot, and the collocations here too. Okay?
Thank you,
Thank you so
teacher.
much.
Finish.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye. Take care.